But you're gonna come after me?
It's not your bone marrow that Danny needs.
What about your son? Michael loves my daughter. If you were to kill me, Kiki would be destroyed. How would you explain that to Michael?
Well, that's my problem, not yours. But for what I understand, your daughter's not very attached to you, so if something did happen to you, Kiki and Michael would just, they'd be fine.
Sonny, you don't want to do this. Not with everything I'm doing for you.
What are you talking about?
Why do you think I'm here? I'm here to testify against AJ. You remember our conversation a few months back? I was with AJ the night of the murder. I witnessed his drunken rage at the Floating Rib. You asked me to tell the police what I knew. I obliged.
And was that supposed to mean something to me?
I keep my promises. Even to you. I hope you think about that, Sonny. There's no reason we have to be enemies.
Now that the jury is seated, we may proceed. Counselor, call your next witness.
The state calls Ava Jerome to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Of course I do.
Jerome, would you describe to the jury your encounter with H.A. Quartermain on the night of August 23rd, 2013?
With pleasure. I ran into AJ at the Floating Rib. He was ranting about losing control of ELQ. He was completely irrational.
Objection? Speculation. Sustained.
Did the defendant mention Connie?
Yes, he did. At length. In fact, she was the focus of his rage. He blamed her for all that had gone wrong in his life. I have no doubt that he killed her.
Objection. Ms. Jerome's opinion is completely irrelevant.
Sustained. Ms. Jerome, please limit your...
Did your mom say anything to you about testifying?
Ever since she convinced Morgan to betray your father, no, I haven't exactly been picking up her phone calls.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Your witness, Miss Miller.
Other than an idle conversation with my client in a bar, do you have any actual proof as to who killed Connie Falconeri?
No, I don't.
No further questions, Your Honor.
What the hell was that?
Well, I was simply telling the truth.
You tell the truth. How can you even say that with a straight
Please,
face?
let's not fight. I don't want to fight with you. I want to talk to you. It's been so long since we've talked.
That's because I haven't been returning your phone calls.
Well, now I don't have to call you. I can ask you right to your face. Would you like to have lunch with me? I hear they make a terrific tuna carpaccio at the Metro Court. What do you say? Your favorite. Will you have lunch with me?
I'll pass. You have lunch by yourself. I have to stay here with Michael.
Ms. Jerome?
I want to talk to my son. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
It's not looking good. Diane managed to have the surveillance footage thrown out. But the tide's turning, as you could probably feel, right?
Do you think we can table this? Okay, I don't think this is gonna do any good to talk about.
I know
this
you
right
got
now.
some misguided loyalty because he's your biological father. But I'm just asking you, just to watch yourself and prepare yourself. You're going down.
Michael, he's right. Listen to me. Hey, you gotta prepare yourself. It's not over yet.
Mr. Baldwin, call your next witness.
The state calls ballistic expert Thomas Anderson in the New York crime lab. In your analysis, there is no doubt that this is the murder weapon. Previously established to contain A.J. Quartermain's fingerprints all over it.
No doubt whatsoever.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. No further questions.
Your witness, Ms. Miller.
We have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Oh, wait a second. You're going to say something to him?
No, I don't. This guy's testimony, however damning it may seem, is based totally on circumstantial evidence. Any cross-examination we might do will only give credence to the prosecution's case. Better let the jury think this guy's not worth our time.
Mr. Baldwin?
Prosecution rests.
Ms. Miller, you may call your first witness.
The defense has no witnesses to call, Your Honor.
Whoa, hang on a second. Wait. I don't mean to disagree with my lawyer. Wait a second. But the defense will call one witness. Me.
What'd you find out about Carlos Rivera?
Well, Carlos Rivera has no connection to Lily's family.
Then we can proceed as planned. Take care of him.
When do you want to get it done?
No time like the present.
What are you doing? We are on the verge of winning this.
Listen, I've got to testify.
No, you have got to sit down and embrace your right to remain silent. AJ, you take the stand, you're going to bury yourself.
Hey, listen to your lawyer.
Yeah, listen, AJ. Michael made his own ill-advised statement in court. Trust me, AJ, this is the worst thing you could possibly do.
Listen to me, that jury has got to hear the truth about what happened the night that Connie Falconeri was killed.
Let me explain something to you, AJ, in no uncertain terms. If you go through with this, I can no longer represent you.
I understand. I want to thank you for everything. You've been great. You're fired.
Your Honor, please let the record show that A.J. Quartermain has discharged me and is now representing himself.
Noted. Thank you, Ms. Miller.
I'm sorry, Michael. He's digging his own grave.
What's the matter? You leaving before the bloodbath?
I have billable places to go. And you are one lucky bastard.
Did you remind your dad how he has to answer the DA's questions?
Yeah, not that you listen.
Okay, Mr. Quartermain. It's your show. Are you ready?
I am, Your Honor.
Good. Now, what do you have to tell us regarding the murder of Constanza Falconeri?
The first thing that you need to know about me is that I've been a failure my whole life. I've always run away from my responsibilities. The last time I escaped, I was away for a long time. It took my brother's death for me to come back. But see, this time I was determined I was going to be a better man. I was going to be a better son. I was going to be a better father. Little by little, I rebuilt my life. I finally took control of my family's company.
For the record, that company is ELQ, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And the best part was that I fixed my relationship with my son Michael. I was finally a father to my son until Connie Falconeri wrote that article in the newspaper.
Your Honor, the defendant is referring to People's Exhibit B, the Port Charles newspaper article that said, Kiki, not a Q.
Mr. Quartermain.
You see, Your Honor, when that article came out, I lost control of ELQ. That's when everything started to spiral out of control. And suddenly I was this huge loser again. And I blamed Connie for it. I went to a bar and I drank a lot. I tried to make the pain go away. The pain, it turned into rage at Connie. And I kept drinking until I couldn't feel anything anymore, and I blacked out. And that was that.
So you remember nothing about the murder itself?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. All I remember is how much I hated Connie, and thinking that if I could get rid of her, I could make the pain go away. I do vaguely recall taking my aunt's gun from our safe. I have no recollection of going to the Metro Court. I can vaguely remember entering Connie's office. But I swear I don't remember pulling the trigger. I don't remember killing her. I know that my fingerprints are on the murder weapon, but all that means is that I held the gun at some point, which I've already admitted. It doesn't mean that I pulled the trigger. Couldn't somebody else have done it? I mean, isn't that possible? I think so. I hope so.
So do I.
I may never know the answer. All I can do is pray. I mean, I pray that I'm not the kind of man that could murder a defenseless woman. Here's the God's honest truth. I don't know. I just don't know. Your Honor, that's all I've got.
Mr. Baldwin, do you want to cross-examine?
Oh, Your Honor, indeed I do.
What do you guys want?
Come in with us.
You're gonna go for a little ride.
Let me get this straight. You admit that you had hatred for the victim.
Just say yes, no, or I don't know.
Mr. Quartermain, do you admit that you had hatred for the victim?
Yes, I do.
And do you admit that likewise, you thought that by getting rid of her, the pain would go away?
Yes.
And you admit that you deliberately retrieved the murder weapon from the safe in your house with the express intent of killing the victim?
Yes.
But you don't remember killing the victim?
No, not at all.
How convenient. No further questions.
Mr. Quartermain, since you're representing yourself, will you be calling any other witnesses in your own defense?
No, Your Honor.
So the defense rests.
Yes, Your Honor, the defense rests.
You may step down. We're ready to hear closing arguments. Mr. Quartermain, the defense goes first.
Your Honor, would it be possible just to skip it? I believe I've said everything that I need to say.
You may.
Thank you.
Mr. Baldwin, proceed.
Seriously, guys, the cemetery? You couldn't think of something more subtle, like a horse's head on my bed? Seriously, what are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Julie and Jerome have a student working for him?
That looks like.
You know exactly what we're doing here. Julie needs to know that he can't mess with me and get away with it.
You see, we need to, send a message. Looks like you drew the short straw.
And we can't go after Julian because Danny Morgan might need his bone marrow.
No, we gotta put the baby first, right?
And I promised Kiki that I wouldn't hurt her mother. So that leaves you, Vivera.
Do it. Do it. Shoot me. Get it over with. Shoot me.
Excellent closing argument, AJ.
You know what? You go to hell, Baldwin.
No, I mean it. It made my job a lot easier, as well as the jury's.
Don't listen to that jerk.
It doesn't matter whether I listen to him or not. Baldwin's right, and so's Diane. I torpedoed my case.
No, you don't know that.
Yeah, I do, but I mean, I had to tell the jury in my own words. I'm sorry, Michael.
You have nothing to apologize for. I mean, you getting up there saying what you did, that took a lot of guts. And I don't care what Scott or anyone else has to say. That was amazing.
Couldn't have done it without you and Kiki being here. And it doesn't matter if the jury finds me guilty because I'll be okay. Because I've got you on my side.